Hey everybody, it's Dr. Cara and I am here with your forecast for July 2019. This is looking ahead at the energy of the whole month, and I am using my Animal Wisdom Oracle card deck to do that. So we're just tapping into the energy of what's happening, giving ourselves, just a little bit of a heads up, like, hey, watch out, or, here's something coming up, or be forewarned, all that kind of stuff. Just seeing what's going on, what we can expect in the month. And I'm going to, so our first card is the horse, which I haven't seen in a long time. And the horse is all about partnership and really merging yourself with somebody else to become bigger than who you could be alone. So that's a really beautiful one. Partnership and opening your heart and really living from a place of love and a place of power. So that's a good place to start the month. The next one is the manatee, and the manatee is all about living in the present moment. The manatee also really reminds us about power, in that the choices we make today determine our future. And that's powerful. We hold that power. So it's interesting that both of these cards have a lot of similarity, talking about power. And then our third card is the owl, which I think my book, let's see, it was almost entitled Finding My Personal Power, and then I changed it. So What the Owl Knows. It's all about finding my voice, speaking up, taking charge of my life. Again, power, personal power. So the theme that I'm seeing this month with these three cards is really about residing in our power. The owl, the power comes from recognizing that our actions have consequences and we are accountable for those consequences. So that's really claiming our power to say, hey, this is where I am and this is where I stand, and I am willing to accept the consequences. So you may not like what I have to say, or you may not like what I do, but I'm okay with that. I'll accept whatever consequences come my way. I'm not attached to being accepted or liked or being nice or being perceived in a certain way. That is power, right? So there's a lot of different aspects of power that are coming up in this reading. And I just want to show you the three cards again here. See if you can see that. So the horse was our first one, the manatee was our second, and then the owl. So it starts off, the energy of the month, as I look at this, is a story going through the month, or the energy moving through the month. The horse is a gentle power, right? It's like a very heart-centered power, and it's all about partnership and opening your heart. So this is a time to reside inside ourselves in a place of peaceful power inside of ourselves, knowing that the choices that we make are going to determine our future. The manatee is really about being here in this moment, but also choosing powerfully. So the manatee's message to people is to make your choices count. Choose your future, because there's power in knowing that you have the choice and then consciously making that choice. And then finally, the end of the month, the owl is coming forward, and the owl is much more, and not harsher, but the feeling I'm getting from the cards is that it starts off kind of gentle, and maybe the end of July ends up a little bit stronger, a little bit more in your face, a little bit more like, hey, like it or lump it, this is what's happening, this is the way it is. So when I look at these cards, the message that I get from looking at them all together is really, this is a time for each of us to go within, reside in our power, be open to collaboration and partnership, and in a sense, losing ourselves in that, which is one of the challenges of the manatee, is getting lost in your identity because of your relationship. So watch out for that. Make sure you have your own awareness about who you are and what you bring, and you don't lose it for the group identity, but also, be willing to stand up for what's right for you and be willing to accept the consequences. In my intuitive classes, teaching people to talk to animals, I really talk a lot about being sovereign in our space, making our choices, and not being attached to the outcome. And the owl is such a great example of that. They know what's going to happen. They have the compassion for what their actions cause, the consequences that their actions cause, and they realize that they're worth those consequences. So they stand up for themselves. And this is a theme that's coming up at the end of June. A lot of people really grappling with, how do I speak up for myself? How do I have boundaries? How do I really stand in my truth and my power? And I think that July is a month to really embody that, to really reside in that place of knowing who you are, making your choices, feeling your power, and accepting the consequences of taking care of yourself. So it's not always pretty, it's not always happy when we have consequences and when we take care of ourselves. And sometimes other people don't like the way we choose to take care of ourselves. And we need to get comfortable with other people's discomfort, because we need to be sovereign in ourselves and take care of ourselves our way, doing what's right for us. Of course, without, willy-nilly causing harm to other people and all that sort of thing. But, even when we're not harming others, other people can still get upset about our choices for ourselves. So just know that, and know that that's out there. So that's my quick take on the energy for the month of July. I'd love to hear what you think about these cards and about the story they tell about the energy of this month. If they speak to you, if they resonate with you, if you maybe get even a different message, I'd love to hear about that. So what do the horse, the manatee, and the owl have to say to you in your life? And how are you going to move forward with that? Leave a note in the comments. Click like and subscribe, all those good things. Have a great month, and I look forward to seeing you here again next month. Bye, everybody.